Official part two. Let's see. Milwaukee will have 10 standard contract players after the trade and will need to get to 14. So same thing with Phoenix. So not much concern because they're gonna probably gonna do something at the end. But yeah, I added Kevin Durant and the 2029 first round pick to the Bucks for Damian Lillard and a 2031 second round pick. So they like I said, the Suns already had like a first round pick already. So maybe they can spare with that and try to and plus they'll be out with Damian Lillard for most of the season, and Damian Lillard will have a player option if he wanted to stay with Phoenix. So believe me, I'm not against I am against trading for trading Dame or trading him for whoever, but I guess I just did like what will like work the best. It was gonna be either Damian or Giannis. So decided to go that route. So another thing that we're gonna do. So let's close this and we're gonna reset this. So another player that was rumored that who they was gonna go for that, or some people think they should go for. Yeah, it is with Miami. And hold on a second. Come here. I got you, girl. So we finally get to be above average in Milwaukee. So that's just crazy. So okay, Bam Adebayo is still young. I didn't even know that. So the crazy thing is like if they want to get Bam Adebayo, because that was one of the scenarios that that people were saying like they should go for Bam. Let's see, 9.3 million. Okay, so they're like at least I have like 14 million. If they hit like up to nearly 15 million, they'll be in the first apron. So and plus y'all gotta remember, the salary cap went up and the tax base and stuff. I don't think some owners don't even care about paying the tax. I guess they just more worry about trying not get into the second apron. So so we don't have to what are you doing? Are you trying to get up here? This is Daisy, everybody. I guess she want to get her moment of fame. But anyways, let's see. Let's trade Bam to the Bucks. So we gotta get something that but the thing is if they, straight up just took that, they'll be on the first apron, but at least like nearly 3 million before the second apron. But I think they want to be, out of that. So we trying to think although I really, kinda hate this and maybe, something can work from here and there. So I'm gonna do everybody a favor and everybody can be happy. But I think the Heat will say no to this, but let's see how much that helped the Bucks. Um, okay, so they would be 24 million of tax space they would have, and the Bucks would be 8 million. So yeah, sadly we got to add somebody else. So what are we gonna do? We gonna say that Pat Connaughton kind of crazy, but you have to do it a different way. So let's just say, yeah, he accepted his own player option. Accept. Let's just see if that work. So hold on a second, guys. Gotta move my camera, and we're gonna do this and see if they okay if they decide whatever. So maybe Kyle Kuzma and Pat Connaughton. So they'll have more space to take whatever. But yeah, but then again, you gotta like do something for for yeah for like the Bucks, to sweeten the deal. So although it's gonna suck, like if you had to get rid of 2031 first round pick to that could be some value for Miami. So let's just add that and probably what we can get from them. Let's see if they got a 2031 pick, we can. Oh, Utah hold rights to swap for their second round pick. So at least in that banner they'll have two 2031 first round picks and we can have at least two of their second round picks. So maybe swap for swap. Although that would bring a lot of money in. Like I said, they can probably consign. Wait, they can sign. Maybe they'll do the Jericho Sims for like another backup big and like just have them for the minimum. And whoever they get for their 47 pick, if they want to get like a forward or they're actually going to start one of their guys like just say they end up starting Chris Livingston for example in the star lineup if he improves. So you can think about that. Yeah, and of course you still get to keep Dame, but you gotta look for some sort of a guard. So either they can just go for a guard for their draft pick if they get Bam. So that'll be sick. And also it remind me if they do it this way it'd be like the Detroit Pistons all over again. But how they won the championship by beating the Lakers. But yeah, of course that series did make my day in the NBA Finals. But let's see. But this might work. But like I said, the Bucks would be like. But who would they if they want to get rid? Oh yeah, matter of fact, you can add one of their prospects into this. So let's see. You got your Chris Livingston and you got Andre Jackson Jr. So one of them can be your forward, but then again, you got Chris Livingston. They still didn't correct his height because he is 6'8". So let's just add that into the equation, so to get the Bucks a little bit more space. Then you have the Heat. They can deal with the future. So that'd be good. 20 million in tax space that they can spend before they end up reading and extra 8 million they can do for the they be like still have enough space for the first apron. So if Miami wants to rebuild for for their future and just like part away, or they want to build through Tyler Hero or Duncan Robinson, they can probably do that. And plus they got their centers. They have wait a minute, God. I'm sorry because I know they had like Nikola Jovic. They can use him. They want him as a center, or you can start Khalil Ware like you've been doing earlier in the season. Then you got Kevin Love. You want to get your power forward position like figure out. You can do that, and if they decide what start Kuzma, and that's if they want to, or if they have because they had Tyler Hero as their point guard, and maybe they'll put him back to shooting guard, and maybe Terry Rozier will be that point, or they're gonna have Tyler Hero at the point, then Duncan Robinson at the shooting guard. So they will have options with that if they want to use that. So did we? Yeah, we did. We did the draft pick. So let's see how that go. So not reset, but try trade. Yep, that will work. So it will save the Heat $3 million if they didn't just trade. And plus do the swap with Bucks get rid of 23rd round first round pick, then they get the Heat's 2031 second round pick, which Utah will hold the right to swap. Which I think Utah, if they have a bad record, probably won't take the swap. So it's good. It worked for everybody, especially you can still sign a few of your free agents like Gary Trent Jr. and Jericho Sims. So yeah, but guy Bam can run with the offense, and the contract here is maybe big, but it's not horrible. So although it sucks, that the Bucks may have to get rid of the young asset as a Andre Jackson Jr., but most likely it seems like that'll be another conversation for another day. But let's see. So the lineup would be, you have excuse me, did this route. You can have if you have, I'm trying to think if they they can resign Ryan Rollins also to the minimum if they want to. So let's just say Ryan Rollins will be the starting point guard, or Kevin Porter Jr. if he stays. Have Kevin Porter Jr. be the starting point guard. Then you have Gary Trent Jr. as a shooting guard, small forward. You could use either put AJ Green in that spot, or you're going to switch to Gary Trent for that small forward position. Or you have Chris Livingston, young asset, and he can start, and you can see how he does, and it does it really helps the rebounding and in the paint scoring too. So that may be a good thing for them to use. So, and of course Giannis, and then you got Bam as your starting center. So they can run and gun and stuff like that. So actually players that can actually keep up with Giannis. So just thought that would work. But yeah, so like I said, this is part two. It was part one of that trade finishing up, and we got this one. So let me know what y'all thoughts about it. Do you have a better idea for a trade package, or if you think why not this trade package, but maybe something else that will help the team? So it all depends what y'all think. So just comment below. Please like today's video if you like it. Subscribe to the channel. We try and get to 1,000 subscribers at least by the end of the year, and hopefully got a big plan for 2026 for WFSO. So hopefully you guys can share the channel as well and let people know. Of course over 2,700 videos and counting that we have on YouTube. Check out the website residentfanspeakout.weebly.com. We have videos like this, upcoming events in the Midwest, meet and greets in the Midwest, and all that good stuff. With the topics that we talk about on there. Also, this month is Mental Health Awareness Month, so please check on your people. Although, the month is nearly over. And once again, thank Mike and Robin Thompson and Midwest Wrestling Collectibles for the sponsorship. So, anyways, thank you guys. Until the next video, face up, man up, and I'll see you later.